So you've struggled with attracting the quality of women that you want, but you hear in all the self-improvement and dating videos that, oh yeah, if you just hit the gym and you improve yourself and you become more ambitious, oh yeah, then you'll start attracting more women, bro. So you start putting in all the work, you're hitting workouts, you're getting up early in the morning, you're meditating, you're doing all the right things, but there's still no women. And now you're saying like, bro, Frank promised me I would get girls if I did all this stuff. Now, does self-improvement and going to the gym, does that stuff all not work? No, of course not, because my life and so many other men's are proof to the fact that it does work. It is just that right now you are in what I'm gonna call a transition phase of your life. It's essentially due to the fact that you have high enough standards and you're good enough to not wanna go for like the super low quality degenerate girls, but you're not high value enough to actually attract the girls who are like wife quality that you'd actually want to be with long term. And now you're like, okay, well, what does this all even mean? And I've actually made this graph that I'm kind of going to use to explain this concept that I'm talking about, because it's actually a very common issue that, from my experience of speaking to a lot of young men, a lot of guys really struggle with. With all this being said, like this whole graph right here and everything, it's just complete bro science. And the reason why I say this is because like a couple weeks ago, I made this one video where I was talking about basically how like in relationships, like 50% of them end in divorce, and then out of the 50% that stay together, only like 15% are actually happy. And somebody commented like, oh, do you have the scientific, the evidence to back? Like, shut up, bro. When did I ever pretend to be some like official like scientist or anything? Oh, do you have the resources? Like, bro, you sound like my English teacher, okay? Like, shut up. Okay, this is bro science, but I think it's gonna be relatable for a lot of you guys. So first, let's talk about like the beginning portion of this graph. So this is basically right before you even found self-improvement. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people, before they find the concept of improving themselves, before they start hitting the gym, they start leveling up, they're actually having more success with their dating life. I mean, me, for example, back in the start when I was in college, I was going out to parties all the time. I was drinking, getting drunk, going out to like all these parties and stuff. And I'd go there and I'd speak to girls, then I'd go on some dates. And I was having, like, from the outside perspective, a pretty successful like dating life for like what a lot of young men would say. But the issue was that even though I was like talking to a lot of girls, getting a lot of girls' phone numbers, going on a lot of dates, I was not attracting the quality of woman that I wanted. Like, all these girls I was mixing with were just, degenerate, low quality, because I was a low quality degenerate. Like, that's who I was. So even though like when you're in this beginning phase, you're getting more girls, they're not really like the quality of woman that you actually want to be with long term. Now, on the other end of the graph, we have a guy who's stable, who's confident. He's the version of you who's making a good amount of money. He's ambitious. He's in like top tier shape. Like, these are like the top tier men. And for these guys, of course, they're going to have a successful dating life because they've already reached the point where the women that they're looking for, like, that's what they're looking for in a man. So yeah, we got like total degenerate on one side who's actually having a somewhat successful dating life. And then we have like the total like, alpha, Chad, Adonis, whatever you want to call it, guy who's like super successful. And he's having a successful dating life because he's attractive to the high quality women. And then in the middle of the graph, okay, this is where you are right now, okay? And the issue that you're going through that so many young men struggle with is that you're no longer in the degenerate, like low quality environment where you're going out and talking to like those types of girls. But the issue is that you're not actually good enough to attract the high quality women. So basically, right, the reason why you're going through this is because you've set higher standards for yourself, which is a good thing. You should have high standards as a young man. But the thing is, even though you've set those standards and you know what you're looking for in a partner, your results haven't actually validated that yet. Like, yeah, you've started going to the gym a little bit, but like, you're not in that great of shape. Yeah, you're, ambitious, but you haven't actually built up your business yet or like gotten into that great career that you're going after. Yeah, you have some stuff going for you, but like, you're really not that confident. So where you're at right now, you're just not at the spot where you're attracting the type of woman that you want. And the sad part is, so many guys actually end up slipping back into like that low vibrational, degenerate party lifestyle because they think like, oh shoot, like, yeah, I'm not really, dating anymore. I'm not really having any more dating success. So, maybe I do need to go back on, swiping a bunch on dating apps and going out to parties and approaching women. But, bro, you should absolutely not slip back into that version of dating, okay? The reason why you're improving yourself, the reason why you're doing all these things is because you know that your potential is higher, because you know that you can do more than this. So, if you slip back into those environments and you start going out with lower quality women, yeah, you might have some more success. Oh, you might be able to go and, talk to more girls and go on more dates. Oh, whoa, yeah, that's so much fun. But you're not going to actually have the fulfillment of if you were to just stick through it a little more. And that's really at the end of the day what you got to do if you're in this scenario where you're in like the middle phase where you're struggling with your dating life is, bro, you just have to see it through. Because the truth is, okay, I was in this period of life for maybe about 4 to 6 months where I was really struggling with my dating life because like I had higher standards and I didn't want to settle for, the type of women that were into me at the time. But after I just got in a bit better shape, after I became more confident, I, leveled myself up quite a bit. I was able to finally start attracting the type of women into my life who I actually wanted. And it was all because when I was faced with that tough decision of, do I slip back into my old habits? Do I go back to that life? Or do I keep pushing forward? Do I keep trying to become that best version of myself? I decided to see it through. And I think as a man, that is absolutely what you have to do if you are in this scenario. And I get it, bro. It might be hard. It might be rough. But the thing is, if you see it through and you keep doing the right things, you keep working hard, you keep hitting the gym, you keep improving yourself, you will eventually attract that high quality woman into your life that you have been wanting, that's actually going to make you like feel good in your soul, okay? Because yeah, you could go out and, talk to all these girls at all the parties and, oh yeah, go on Tinder and do all this crap. But hanging around those types of women is not going to be what actually fulfills you. It's not going to be what actually fills your cup and helps you get closer to your goals as a man. What's going to help you get closer to your goals as a man is when you find a woman who actually makes you feel loved, who you actually are like proud to be around. Like all those girls at the parties and on dating apps, like who are, degenerates. You wouldn't be proud to show them to your family. You wouldn't like want to be seen with them in public because it's not really like, it's not a good look for you. But when you can actually find that person who makes you feel great, who makes you feel fulfilled, that's going to be so much better than going back down this like degenerate path of life. So anyways, bro, with that all being said, I know this was like a super like weird video or whatever. It was just a concept I came up with. But hopefully, if you found this relatable, it helps you out and you can keep improving, you keep leveling up, and you can get to where you want to be in your dating life. And I know if you stick to your goals, if you keep doing the things that you are doing, you will eventually get there. You just have to stick with it and see it through. So yeah, I'll see you for the next video, bro. By the way, no pressure, but once you find that my free videos have helped you out quite a bit, you've gotten some value from them, and you want to take your dating life to the next level and you want my help getting to where you want to be, you can check the link to my coaching in the description, book a free call with me, and we can see if you'd be a good fit and get you to achieving your goals.